After an off-season of questions, football is back here in the East Bay at Oakland, California. Tonight, we've got a great Sunday night matchup between the New York Giants and the Oakland Raiders. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Manning now on first down. And here the hook up good to Victor Cruz. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. And the play goes for 19 yards. Gives them a new set of downs.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
Here's the former seventh-round pick, Rashad Jennings. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45.
Holding offense. Still first down.
Now a play fake here on first down. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. 26 yards on the pickup there. And it'll give the Giants a first down. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you probably have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up and beat a defender for the football. He has that in his arsenal as well.
Showed it right there. And certainly Jennings, Charles, he figures to get the majority of the carries for the Giants. What else do they have, though, in the backfield?
Well, remember, they let Andre Williams go. So he was a guy who, at one point, was a Heisman Trophy finalist out of Boston College. They ended up drafting Paul Perkins out of UCLA. One of those dynamic runners that never got his due. At the end of every game I ever worked that Paul Perkins played in, he ended up having big games, and it was almost like you forgot him throughout. But he's a guy who can carry the ball, catch it out of the backfield, and provide relief for Jennings.
They'll need to get it to the 30 for a first. This is third down.
A dime look defensively for the Raiders on third down.
Yeah, you're right. 2 extra DBs out there. This is caught inside the 15. They give him 27 yards on the third down conversion. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it's the Giants with a football here as we begin quarter number 2. And they're on the move here. They've got it 1st and 10. So the D-line's going to spread out. Manning now on first down. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. Manning again here on 2nd and 10. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was looking for Odell Beckham that time. And it'll be 3rd and 10 now. The 7th play now of this opening drive. This is 3rd and long, though. Throwing is Manning on third down. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's fourth down. Here's Randy Bullock now as he'll go for the field goal. And Bullock will put this one through. And the Giants are off now to a 3-0 lead. And we were scoreless up until this point in the second quarter. Now we finally have a little action.
Let's see where this action takes us. First quarter, no points at all. Now we've got our first score of the game. Well, does that signal that we're going to get more as we go along? Or will it revert back to what we saw in the beginning of the game?
Murray the lone setback. And he'll get it up the middle. And he'll get this up over the 25 to the 26. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
If you draft a guy in the 6th round and he gives you a 1,000-yard season at some point, would you say he's good value?
That's good return on investment. He was the first Raiders guy to rush for 1,000 yards in 2015 since McFadden back in 2010.
Latavius Murray, remember the name.
This is Murray. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. A minute 59 to go in the first half. We'll come back to Oakland after this. A reminder coming up at halftime while the two of us head for warmer areas of the press box. We'll be sending you to Orlando where Larry Ridley will have highlights and analysis of this first half.
Send me to Orlando, please.
Don't be so soft. Jonathan Hankins in on the stop. So they go out of the gun, try to delay it on the draw, but nothing there.
Yeah, good play by the defense there. They sniffed it out and made sure there were no gaps for him to run. If you're the offense, though, you have to think to yourself, maybe I go play action down the road.
Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete. The big tight end, Clive Walford, the intended target. And that's going to make it third down and 10. So here we go now. An extra defensive back in there on third and 10. Throwing his car on third down. Caught left side to Crabtree. And he was able to... Now the Giants will stop play as they take a timeout defensively. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Oh, it's a wobbler here. Harris now to return. Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best. And it'll be Giant football, first and 10. New York set to take the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But you also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points. And down he goes. Brought down a Raiders sack. Malcolm Smith from his outside linebacker spot. He comes up to drop him for a loss of 10.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Now Manning throwing on second down. Underneath for Jennings. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they'll be facing a third and 12. He's got good size. We know he's tough to bring down running the ball. That also carries over to the passing game like we saw there.
And at his size, how'd you like to try and stop him on that angle route? Him come out of the backfield.
So this guy's just sitting there, right? He's got like 30 hot dogs in front of him. And what's that? Apparently we're back. Okay, so Larry's halftime show got cut off. Sorry, we were doing story time here in the booth. We are ready, though, for the third quarter. Now Out comes the Raiders offense. They'll go on offense first to start quarter number 3. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution? Or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. Again, it's Murray. They get 6 yards back on the run, but still have a 3rd and long situation forthcoming.
And once again, leverage wins. The offensive line, lower than the defensive front. They moved them and found some good space for the guy carrying the ball. 3rd and 11, 5 in the secondary now.
Nickel look. Carr going to throw. And that is incomplete. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
And a fake here. Direct snap to the up man. And he will not even make it back to the line of scrimmage. A little trickeration there, but it doesn't fool this defense. A look at the offense now here, coming back out on the road for their first possession of the second half.
Anytime a fake doesn't work, we usually focus our attention on the guys that were unsuccessful. But how about the defensive guys? They have to plan all week. They have to prepare all week. Special teams, they look like they were educated for that one.
Educated on their toes and getting a big stop. Manning will try again on second down. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. They were trying to get it there to Sterling Shepard. And it'll be 3rd and 10. Offense trying to avoid stalling out, facing a 3rd and 10. From the gun on 3rd down, Manning. Over the middle here to Donnell. And he's able to pick up the first down before he's tackled right at the 10.
I feel like Eli Manning has just gone from downfield bomber to a guy who can complete everything.
He can hit him underneath now, can't he?
Yeah, we just saw that there with that pass completion. The maturity of a veteran taking what the defense will give him.
So the offense has it 1st and 10. Here's Jennings on the toss. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
So the myth has been shattered. Every cornerback in the league is not just a cover corner. Some of them will stick their nose in there and make plays exactly as we just saw there. A big loss suffered by the offense after that nice tackle.
They run again with Jennings. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now in the East Bay.